Well, hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I think it's time to jump back into some Loop Hero and get some things rolling. Though, at the moment, I'm not sure how exactly to do that, so it's been a little bit, so let's try to figure out what I still need to build. Smelter, refuge, gymnasium. The gymnasium is probably going to be my next best bet to move forward with, as that'll allow me to unlock special traits. So what do I need? I need wood, I need rocks, and I need whatever that is. Like, I don't think that's a bar of stable metal. What are you? Hold on. Easiest way to find out. Probably not that. Okay, yeah, no, we're... I just want to know what that thing is. Sorry about that. Well, regardless, nothing is going to happen without embarking on another expedition. There's the swamp card. Yeah! Problem is, the swamp card isn't really very useful. At least not the way things are going right now. Not really seeing a reason to change anything just yet. So, about the best thing I can do is just start up another loop and see what sorts of gear we can, or what sorts of resources we can find. It's funny, for as simplistic as this game is, I still find it to be more enjoyable than anything EA or Activision have produced in years. And I think what that really boils down to is that this game feels like it has actual stakes. There's something to progress towards in Loop Hero. I don't get that same feeling of progression from anything that our big AAA publisher friends produce. I just don't. I like the idea of attack speed a little bit more. Oh no, 2 slimes at once, what are we gonna do? No, how about, who cares? Slightly better. Eh. Alright, another mountain. Actually, is that a mountain or is that something else? It is a mountain. Alright. And just for the hell of it, put a cemetery there. Ooh, treasury. See, now I have something to put all these meadows next to. Now, I'm pretty sure later in the game, especially having some idea what comes up, that the meadows are going to fall off hard, but for right now they're useful. Another spider cocoon, right on. Guess I'll put that one there. Now, spiders aren't exactly super strong enemies, but they are good at the start of a loop for helping you build up more stuff. Now we've got a kind of crazy encounter going on here. What is this? By the way, what is this? Still nothing great, but oh well. And we'll put this particular battlefield pretty close to camp so we can capitalize on a treasure chest. Another rock. Don't really feel the need to drop another cemetery, so the hell with it. I was about to say, how does a treasure chest evade? And that would be how. Because it's a dirty damn mimic, that's how. Ooh, beautiful weapon. I love it. Slap. Better shield. Better shield. I suppose what I find so fascinating about the idea that this game engages me more than anything any of the big publishers have put out recently is that this game doesn't exactly have what one would call a huge amount of gameplay. Which I know that's an odd way of looking at it, but think of it this way. I mean, that's enough of a max HP boost that I think it's worth it. Let's look at it this way. The moment-to-moment gameplay really does involve you doing nothing an awful lot. Please and thank you. But another thing that the moment-to-moment gameplay does for you in this game is it makes you think. Like, this game is very mentally stimulating, and I find that to be one of its greatest strengths. Like, because oftentimes failure or success is hinging upon what sort of interesting decisions can you made for your run. Do you continue on? Do you stop and try to figure some things out? I think I'm going to go for vampirism this time, so if I see things with vampirism, I'm taking them. Scary vampire. What stats do you want to put points into? Are you going to take a build one direction? Perhaps you'll take it a completely different direction. Do you want to focus hard on evasion? Maybe you like the idea of vampirism. Maybe you don't even want to play the warrior at all. And this all sounds like really simple stuff, but to me, it's big. Because most games nowadays, like, we've all read the stories. We know how little actual decision-making is in a lot of games lately. And I don't know about you guys, but I like it when a game gives me something to think about. I like that ring, but because I'm trying to focus on vampirism, I'm just gonna leave it be for right now. Ooh, I like the vampirism on that rapier, but lower base damage and less attack speed, Not doing it for me. Oh, and there we go. We can get rid of this goblin camp because I hate those things. More max HP from these mountains. Regen, okay. And the thing about the mountain peak is that it's not only a big max HP boost, but you also get more. You also get more from the rocks and the mountains that you put next to it as well. So all in all, is just good stuff. Ooh, what do we have here? I mean, what the heck? It's not gonna hurt anything. Yeah, Harpy and Doggo. Oh, what do we have here? I don't see vampirism. And if I don't start getting some better gear, this could end up being a much shorter run than I would like. Hello, what do we have here? Now, I do also want to preface a lot of what I'm saying by saying, yeah, I'm aware that I have biases and preferences that are very heavily influencing a lot of my thought processes on this matter. Like, who knows? Maybe there are some games that put you there. Oh, that is stable metal. Okay. Ho 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 ho. There we go. Alright, not really in need of more wood, so I'm not going to worry too much about placing down more groves. I am going to be in need of, though, some better equipment starting pretty soon here. I need to be able to do more damage to keep up with the Joneses here. The Joneses, of course, being gigantic mutated spiders and slimes that are just trying to digest and dissolve everything in their wake. Well, we're at 5th loop. The enemies are getting better. I need to be getting better along with them. Another mountain. Oh, did I accidentally let a goblin camp get built without an oblivion? Well, poo. Yeah, I know, birds, right? I mean, who just lets a goblin camp just show up? It's not great, but I kind of have to stick with it, at least for now. Level 6 ring, what are you, damage to all? Oh, that's special. better vampirism. Okay, now, when you're working with vampirism, I find it's just a thought process on my behalf, but a little bit of a chance to. There we go. And let's just go ahead and put this here spider cocoon next to the chrono crystals. That's a huge defense boost. Well, until we find a more special shield, I kind of need the extra defense. And it's a bit of a shame to have to... There we go. It's a shame to have to give up some special effects, but simultaneously I don't exactly have a lot of options if I want to, you know, get better. Pardon me. After a long day at work, I typically find that just getting a little something to eat helps calm the nerves a little. You are in. Slap. Equivalent. Alright, get out of here, Goblin Camp. No one likes you. Here's a nice big fight. Oh, hello. Alright, now let's place a few things. Let's go ahead and open this treasury. Now, I'm also imagining that later on the treasuries stop being really all that interesting as well. So I would lose a little bit of HP. I would gain some evasion and some vampirism, though. I think it's worth it, but I could be wrong. Alright, there's a blood path now. Yay. Oh no, there's two skeletons! Had to use a potion there, that's what that sound effect was. Hello. Much better. That's good, man. It's got magic damage on it, that's what I'm talking about. Slap. Okay, got ourselves a mountain. Alright. So I'm curious as to what you guys think, though, because I give companies like EA and Activision and a lot of the other big publishing names out there a lot of flack. And just gonna put it up to you guys. Do you think it's deserved, or do you think maybe I'm a little bit too harsh on them? Quite frankly, I think it's well deserved. Like there's only so much that you can ignore all of the evidence about things like loot boxes and their connections to gambling before you go, okay, you guys are seriously just some of the biggest bastards in the world. Like I can't really think of any other reason why you guys would be so adamant in holding on to your position here. In case you're wondering where this is coming from, yes, there has been yet another interesting alteration to the loot box battle, in that Brazil has also started making some moves towards anti-loot box legislation. To which I say, yeah, it's about damn time. And it's been pretty much the UK making the biggest strides in that direction for a while, but it's nice to know that there are others looking to take the fight to these greedy ass publishers. And as for why I find such a thing to be so important, like, and I hate to sound like, you know, old man yelling at a cloud here, but games are supposed to just be fun. Oh, is this good? More magic damage, some regen, and some vampirism. Okay, I think that's worth it. Another treasury. I probably don't need another treasury, but alright. And this isn't just me going, oh, gaming back in my day was so much better. Because the advancements to technology have given us all sorts of really interesting things. Problem is, it's also given us excuses to not release games that are actually complete. It's given us a huge rise in essentially just complete overt greed. Oh, hello. You're a cosmic slime. I'd rather not lose the 6% in... Now, I know that those cosmic slimes, or dark slimes, or whatever they are, that they can drop special stuff. I didn't get any this time around, but it can happen. I believe you get an astral orb from them. And they're not the only enemies that can drop it, but... That's another 9% in vampirism that I would rather not lose. I'm also having to watch very closely the completion meter here, because that's pretty close to the Lich showing up. And I am uncertain that if I can beat the Lich right now. I would actually go so far out of my way to say that I probably can't beat him right now. Let's just put that there. Sweet, that's another full food supply. Oh yeah. Some more stable wood, metamorphosis. It's 4 stable metals, that's great. And memory fragments. If I can get an orb of expansion from this, I would be a happy boy. Okay, so it's just 1 point better defense, but hey, what the hell, I could use it. Hey, yeah, Orb of yeah, like that one. Yeah, like that one. Give me more treasures. See, and this is what I mean by the decision-making process. I now need to decide whether or not it's worth it to keep putting things down. Because pretty soon the Lich is going to show up, and I am not sure I have what it takes to fight the Lich right now. I would suggest that putting down another 2 structures will conjure the Lich. Like I said, I don't think I quite have what it takes to beat him, even with the potions. Like I said, trying to keep that vampirism stat high, but yeah, 38. Now, for what it's worth, I'm not exactly struggling with the normal enemies right now. I'm just not, but... And eventually that's gonna change. Because every loop, they are getting, what, 5% stronger? Here we go. Also, every piece of equipment that gets knocked off of this list here is going to become a shard of scrap metal that is going to contribute towards giving me more stable metal, which is going to contribute to some of my next couple of structures back at the base camp. So at this point, just kind of letting the loop run so I can gather more stuff is definitely worthwhile. Another 1 point improvement to my defense. What the hell is not? And you know, at the risk of sounding a bit pretentious, I will say that another thing that modern gaming technology has given rise to is, let's just say, laziness in the creative process. What do we got here? Ooh, sold. And especially when you're at the point now where you don't even have to necessarily complete a game before you ship it to the public. And that's just, not only is that just sad and shady, but I don't want my damage to go down. But most games nowadays just rely more and more on graphics tech. And for what it's worth, I'm not necessarily talking like... I'm not necessarily talking about the aesthetics of the game, necessarily. I'm just talking about, you know, the fidelity of the graphics seems to be the most important selling point nowadays. It's not necessarily how cohesive the art style is or how functionally it fits into everything. That's nice. What are you? But yeah, none of that seems to be as important as, oh, look how pretty they are, though. And to a guy like me who's really looking for something to engage me on a more cerebral level, I do not care about how pretty the graphics get. And don't get me wrong, I do to some extent, and I think we all do. I believe the phrase that best fits is the first bite is with the eye. And whereas I absolutely agree with that to some extent, some other parts of the anatomy have to get involved in this at some point or another. It can't just be, oh, I've got the prettiest graphics that have ever existed. And at the moment, that seems to be all the big game publishers and a lot of the devs want is just the prettiest graphics. And again, I do get it to some extent, anyway. Video games are very much a visual medium. So whereas I get it, I also think that a little bit of emphasis is being taken away from the actual moment-to-moment gameplay and being levied, I would say maybe unnecessarily so, towards just how it looks. Nope. I mean, so using this game as the example, this game doesn't exactly have what I would call super cutting-edge graphics or anything. But what it does have going for it is that everything is artistically cohesive. Like everything is done using a nice quality pixel art style, and it's all very consistent. Like the character models have a very similar appearance, and they're done using similar techniques like that are consistent throughout the board. And I think, at least it's in my opinion, that if you're just trying to make things... Hold on, trying to see what equipment I'm getting. So far, none of it is really as good as what I already have, but... If you're just trying to make things as pretty as possible, that takes time and effort on the developer's behalf, and when they have to spend extra time and extra resources making things as cutting edge as possible, that leaves less time for refinement of things like, you know, the overall gameplay and the controls, the cohesiveness of the story, and, you know, and as well as just what is your game bringing to the table. Like, if you can't tell already, I'm a little sad that as of late the discussion in gaming is mostly about graphics over gameplay. Which is funny, considering that I'm playing a game where, for the most part, I haven't had to actually enter an input in quite a while. What do we got here? And again, I like a lot of this stuff, but because I'm focusing on a particular stat, kinda need to keep away from some of this stuff. Alright, so now is the point in which I should decide. Have I farmed enough materials? Should I do one more loop, or are the enemies going to start to become too much for me to handle at this point? And I think the right answer is head back to town and use some of these materials. And remember, if you choose to retreat from the loop at the right time, in other words, when you're around camp, you keep all your resources, so I get to keep all of it. All of it goes to me. So now we can build some things. Like the gymnasium that I had mentioned earlier. I don't know where to put the gymnasium, so let's just say here. So that's how it works. Instead of remembering something, you can just learn it again. That's a nice trick. There's no ill intent. Without education, our world would be left to the savages. You too could learn a few things, though. We could all get together and share our useful knowledge and skills. Nah, I already know all I need to. Leave learning to the kids. Your first lesson? Learn to like learning. That would make life easier for both of us. Well, she's not wrong. And well, certainly no way we're going to be able to upgrade that. Like, a lot of the upgrades are going to have to be left until... Like, especially some of the bigger upgrades are going to have to be left until I can get to Chapter 2. But we're very close to being able to get that. The next thing I want to try to get is the Rogue class, which we get from over here. Now, full disclosure, I actually kind of like the Warrior class better than the Rogue class, but having alternate classes and other means by which to approach the game is always a positive thing in my book. You can never go wrong with that. Now, that has been my little talk on how I feel gaming has both evolved and, well, whatever the opposite of evolved is. As technology has improved, creativity has taken a decline, and that's part of the reason why I like indie games so much. These are developers that still have passion. It hasn't been beaten out of them by terrible, horrible publishers who are just looking to exploit them for a buck. And games like this are a prime example of it doesn't need to be the most graphically intense thing in the world in order for it to be good. But that's all from me. I've taken up a good 40 minutes of your time, so I'll just say thank you guys very much. I appreciate you coming and spending some of your free time with me. Let me know how you're liking Loop Hero. Let me know what other games you're interested in seeing me play. Drop me a like, leave me a comment, hit me up on my social media, and hey, don't forget to keep up with what's going on, because I'm trying to regularly publish new stuff. And I just recently got back into One Step from Eden because I'm thinking, with some of the changes made to that game, I might need to update my old tier lists. So, food for thought, but at this point I'm rambling. I'm going to cut it there. Again, thank you guys very much. My name is Dark Sage Walker. I will be seeing you